Yo, 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 welcome in. Welcome into today's podcast, and hopefully everything is going good for you guys. Happy Friday. It is Aloha Friday. So I hope you guys are doing very well. And yeah, so anyways, I tried to do a sneak peek as to what I'm going to be talking about today on Instagram for a little bit, but then my phone overheated and crashed the live stream, and the live stream didn't save on Instagram. So go figure, right? Overheating issues. And for those who were like, oh, that's what happens with Google Pixels, let me inform you guys, it was my iPhone 12. So my iPhone 12 got too hot and shut down, and it was only like 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Gives you guys an idea of just how hot it is in my city. But it overheated and shut down functions faster than it does on my what do you call it? My Pixel. Anyhow, we are in fact live. So before I get started, with the formality of things, a couple days is my birthday, so I'm really happy for that. Be turning 42 years old, so I made it to 42 years in life. Well, sort of. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but just about. So anyways, yeah, a couple things for you guys. If you guys would like to grab one of my shirts that I do have for sale, whether it's a t-shirt, hoodie, or long sleeve, there's a QR code right there. A copy your shirt if you want. What up, B-Tech? Sorry, dude. The iPhone 12 overheated while I was live streaming and driving, and it just crashed. But yeah, if you guys want to grab one of my awesome t-shirts, do so. And QR code's right there for you guys for that little bit. And then also for those who are not on Helium Mobile, but you're curious about them and you want to try them out, you can get a month free on me. Just use that QR code right there, but it's also in the description. Link to download the app, QR code to put in to apply promo, and you get your first month free trying out Helium Mobile and getting all that good stuff. But yeah, as far as everything that's going on, today's live stream is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to open up on all this, and I'm going to show you guys really quickly what kind of started all this. So just keep in mind, what messages am I getting? Oh yeah, Life 360 alerting me that the Wi-Fi left to work. So anyways, here we go. Let me screen share this. You guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can read it. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me pull out the chat really quickly. And there you have it. So this tweet from Mr. Who's the Boss just literally just started a roll wave of just all kinds of things that's going on. And it enlightened people like myself who have always been curious about Team Pixel, exactly how does this program work and what's changed. And I'm going to talk about that in today's podcast because I know that there's not ever going to really be an invite for me. But you know what? I do want to say to those that were very supportive of my channel, those that were always championing for that, always questioning Google, why. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys for that. And, Technoid with, hashtag Tito for Team Pixel that he created years back. I appreciate him for that too, good person, good dude. Technoid's amazing. Sneed is amazing. Everyone's amazing. All of y'all are amazing, And, I guess to a lot of people, it just didn't make a lot of sense with just how much pixel coverage I was, been doing for years, and I was never invited into the program. But all that is going to be broke down in today's podcast. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share, what Tech Odyssey is going through, what Mark's Tech is talking about, and other content creators like Kevin the Tech Ninja, and what they have to say on this whole ordeal, and kind of explain things to that extent. So yeah, just kind of wanted to clear the air there. But I'll get the chat open, so then that way people can post their comments and stuff like that, and be able to ask questions or say what they want to say about the whole situation. If you're wondering what app I'm using, I'm actually using, you can see it right there. It's got a little watermark, although it's backwards. Maybe I should go into settings and just kind of flip it around. I don't know. Let's see, video, and let's turn mirror camera off. There you go. All right, so now you can see it. Using Droid Cam app. I really like this app. I really like this. Hey, Sneed, what's going on? Yeah, so a lot of coverage, a lot of things being said about Team Pixel. And first of all, to differentiate Team Pixel from Google, because technically the Team Pixel that has gone out to different social platforms and has gathered people to join up with their Team Pixel, their brand and everything, happens to be a PR company known as 1,000 Heads, which is something that I didn't know. This is people get really crazy about it, right? I didn't know it was a company that was third party called 1,000 Heads. I thought all this was just internal with Google, right? And I think a lot of people, felt the same way too. They felt like this was all just under Google. Google was one running everything up there, and no, it wasn't. They contracted 1,000 Heads, which is an advertisement management company that does PR work and everything for these big brands like Google. And so something has recently changed. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the tweets from Tech Odyssey, from Mark's Tech, that's been discussing this, and what they all have in common, including Kevin the Tech Ninja, who posted on Threads, which is what I'm more active on nowadays with social platforms, went ahead and released a video talking about why he's exiting Team Pixel. So right now, Team Pixel has a mass exodus going on. This is due to leaked documentation from Tech Odyssey, which I'll pull it up here in a little bit. Let me just find his Twitter account. He shared an image of it. So let's do, there we go. All right. Let me go down to his tweet and enlargen it. Well, it's actually Mark's Tech that posted it. But anyways, I'll show you guys. So this is what was sent out to Team Pixel. Those Team Pixel members through 1,000 Heads PR. Okay. And I'm going to drop the QR code out the way. I'm sure people had enough time to scan that QR code if they want to try Helium Mobile. But anyways, this was the last question on the questionnaire that Team Pixel members got. Okay, so they get this every year, and what it is, it's a form for them to basically update their mailing address in case they moved, change their mailing address and stuff like that. You can update it so that way they send the Pixel device that they're going to have you review. They send it to the address that they need to send it to, and this was the last part of that a lot of content creators on Team Pixel are not agreeing to. And it says in that last part, which says brand love, and it says, by opting into this program, do you acknowledge that you are expected to feature the Google Pixel device in place of any competitor mobile devices? Please note that if it appears other brands are being preferred over the Pixel, we will need to cease the relationship between the brand and the creator. So this kind of like spells out why some people were removed from the Team Pixel program without being told. They were kind of doing this in the background. They just never really specified it at Team Pixel members. And whoever's running things up with 1,000 Heads in Team Pixel decided to throw this in there, which is really, really, really bad. And I'll explain my personal thought on it, as well as a collective thought on this, right? As Sneed said, Team Pixel fumbling and bumbling once again. Yeah, except in this case, Google's responsible. yes, I agree with some people out there. So let me just kind of clear up the confusion. Google is responsible for anything and everything that 1000 Head does because they hired them to do the PR work for their Pixel products. Okay. So they are. But as far as this aspect of it, okay, it's not clear. It's not clear if Google didn't know or knew and allowed this to happen. The problem with this is that credibility is lost to any content creator who decides to say, yes, I acknowledge and agree. And then any video they put after that, if it's positive, no one's really going to accept it as a true, honest review. No one is, because they're going to look at that and be like, well, you know, if you're part of Team Pixel and you got the phone sent to you, you know, you have to say good things about it. You can't prefer another device over it. So then, you know, your credibility is lost. Your integrity is lost. You know, the trust in you is lost. And there are a lot of content creators, including myself, that spend years trying to build their channel up, have spent years of gathering an audience, and an audience that comes back for more, and an audience that trusts in what you say or what you think. They may not agree with 100% of things that you as a creator say, but majority of it they do, and they like the way that you present things, so they come back. You mean to tell me that you are willing as a content creator to sacrifice all that, destroy your reputation, your image, your channel, and everything, just to get a free phone, just to get a phone sent to you, just to be able to say that you're part of the group? We all know lifestyle content creators love the iPhones, and it's a bad look when said creator who are in Team Pixel are using iPhones all over their socials. Exactly. So, you know, Gadget Beard, I like that you said that, because that's one of the argument points on it. Like, a lot of people are saying this is a way to weed out those that truly aren't Pixel fans and whatnot. But here's the thing: they could have gone about it a whole different way. Okay, it doesn't take a genius to know that if somebody's like, they drop a video on the new Pixel 8a and they're like, Pixel 8a is the best, it's great, it's low price, and this, that, and the third. It's a phone that I definitely recommend. Go get the Pixel 8a. And then the next tweet you see is them with their iPhone. It's not hard to weed that out. You know what I mean? There are people out there who are real, you know, Pixel fans. They really enjoy the Google Pixel phones. And those Pixel phones are their day-to-day drivers, whether they're making video on the Pixel or they're making video on something else. And they use other things, right? Like, my perspective on things is that I will use an iPhone. I will use a Samsung Galaxy device, because who am I to even make any type of, judgment on something that I've never touched and used, right? This is why I was so critical on myself for so many years, that I was just Team Android and then Team Pixel. And then right after that, it was just literally at the point where I was like, I look stupid if I don't use something else and say I was able to use something else, and then say that, okay, you know what, this is where my Google Pixel is better than this iPhone, is better than this Galaxy device. If I was to make a claim like that, I would have to back it up with actual facts. Like, you don't go on YouTube and just flap your gums and run your mouth, and then people can call you out on that, and it's a bad look for your channel if you get called out and you don't have a reply. It's just simple, So let's see. Lawn TV, I think, was a good example of keeping strong ethics. And, and Tech Odyssey and Mark's Tech and Kevin the Tech Ninja and so many others that are coming forward and talking about it and saying, they're done, they're not going to do it. Half Team Pixel never bought a Pixel in their lives. I know, right, Sneed? We know who they are. To give up blue bubbles just to get a smartphone that they don't care about. Yeah. But a lot of members of Team Pixel consider themselves serious objective channels and do this for a living. Like, do people think Shane Craig is doing promotional work? I don't think so. Right. But see, the thing is, and I guess what a lot of them are talking about, which, kind of makes sense now that I think about all of this. The Team Pixel that's under 1,000 heads. So I'm not talking about Team Pixel Google. Okay. There's two sides. I didn't know this, but it makes sense, right? because people are like, I wonder what MKBHD thinks about this. Why are we going to ask MKBHD what he thinks about this? Obviously, he's not Team Pixel on the Thousand Heads, a company. He's Team Pixel direct through Google. Okay, Google has their people that they directly work with. A Thousand Heads brings people on to do basically, obviously, what they needed to do, which is to get more eyes on the Google Pixels. So, but Thousand Heads, their, I guess, idea of building Team Pixel kind of resonates in the fact that they're looking for people with a lifestyle. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing of them, right? Is that they're looking for people with a lifestyle. Okay, this is why it was becoming so weird for a while when we were questioning, like, okay, why is a person that does content about shoes and collecting shoes and is a sneakerhead on Team Pixel? Well, obviously, I mean, there is a little bit there because they're like, oh, well, they use a Google Pixel to take pictures, so let's put this guy in, and he makes one video, right? Like, there's another content creator who I follow. He's a barber. His name is Andy Tran. He also likes talking about tech too, but his main forte on YouTube is, being a barber and hairstyles and cuts for men. And, they gave him a Pixel device, and he was on Team Pixel. And it was just more of a thing of like, it kind of makes sense because, he takes pictures of the haircuts and styles that he does. And having a phone that is slated to say that it has like, the top photo capabilities would make sense, right? So from what I'm gathering from a lot of content creators who were Team Pixel under the 1,000 Heads, I'm gathering that the Team Pixel brand under 1,000 Heads isn't really for content creators about mobile technology. It's not catered to content creators about mobile technology. It's catered to people with a lifestyle, a different style thing, which, it's understandable. I'm not going to hate on them for it. If they want to go get somebody who is a content creator on Instagram about baking and their baked goods, and they're like, here, have a Google Pixel, take pictures of your goods, post it on Instagram, see how good the photos are, and, shout us out, do a quick little review about being a non-tech person, because sometimes people want to hear reviews from people who are not techies. They want to hear reviews from people who are just everyday people that don't give a shit about mobile technology. They're not in it like that, which kind of makes sense why I couldn't. Well, I mean, I know the reasons why I was never picked. One, my videos don't pull that type of view numbers that they're looking for. So that's going to be one major thing, right? Because they're not going to give me a Google Pixel phone if my Google Pixel videos can only max up to like 1,000 views per video, if it even gets that. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's like 500, 300. So obviously I don't fit the bill when it comes to that. There are other content creators who do phone unboxings and get like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 views, and they're in like Flynn, But also I review different types of phones. And even though, I like Google Pixel phones, I can't say I'm 100% unbiased because I'd be lying to everybody, but I try to be as unbiased as possible in any video that I discuss a Pixel phone versus another type of phone. But ultimately, this is an inherent problem with YouTube in general for consumer products. Legacy media had firms best practices and ethical guidelines for how to handle this shit. YouTube doesn't. I mean, look at all the IEM reviewers that have little collaborations with all the companies. Legacy media. Yeah, no, I get you. I seen some burn ass channel get phones. Yeah, it's weird how how they pick people, and I really don't care, because when Team Pixel first came about, right, when you started seeing content creators being invited in, like, honest with you guys, I really wanted to be a part of it. And, when year after year after year, I got passed by, it was kind of like looking at a group that you felt like, you really wanted to be a part of, but you were not invited to the party. You just will never be invited. Your name will never be on the list. The velvet ropes won't par, red carpet won't roll out for you. And in that time, I thought to myself, and I'm like, it's okay, because the devices, I find a way to get them somehow. And, so then I don't have to worry about the integrity of my videos. There's only like one major time that I got sent a Pixel device, and it even wasn't from Team Pixel, right? It was from Carlos, and it was from the SMT Nation that sent me that Pixel 7 and the Pixel Watch. And I'll always be forever grateful for that, which is why anytime that I talk about it, I'm always so humble and grateful by that, because nobody had to take hard-earned dollars out of their pocket to buy those two things and to send it to me as a surprise gift and to show support that they believed I should have been a part of that group. And so for that, I will always be grateful. So for a long time, I felt like crap before that, and before all of it, I felt like crap when I was just overlooked. Now I don't care, but it's shocking to me now, and I'm happy. So things happen for a reason. Sometimes I think I got guardian angels. Maybe now my mom is one of them too, who looks out for me. But my friend Alex, who passed away several years ago, probably looks out for me. Another friend of mine named Jen, who passed away a couple years ago, looks out for me, because it's like, I'm glad that I didn't get on this. I mean, not to say that this was in place before. So previous Pixel reviews and stuff like that were still in the hands of the creators. The creators had every right to say what they wanted to say about it. You just couldn't go that extreme and, really tear the phone down. But just saying like, oh yeah, the phone overheats, not a good look. Or, this phone from China's camera can do, 100 times zoom and the Pixel can't. Like things like that, they weren't too, they weren't really on it. But if you were like, the phone can lick balls, the phone can be used for toilet paper, if you're saying some stuff like that, obviously, yeah, you know. But you know what? They left it to content creators to have their own opinion, formulate their own opinion, to do what they pleased. Now with this, now it just really, it's like selling your soul for a phone. That everyone's saying the same thing. You're selling your soul for a phone. Doesn't surprise me too with all these changes, because those who are Team Pixel, those who know about it, right? Mark Wim was, the liaison between the Team Pixel people and the PR, right? He was the guy. This is why when it came to light that this was the guy that was going out there hunting for, new content creators to add to Team Pixel. Every time it was close to the Pixel launch, everybody flooded Twitter and was like giving either 1,001 reasons why this person should be chosen for Team Pixel, or why they themselves should be chosen for Team Pixel. Like they just bombarded Mark a lot, and I was like, wow, I did too. I commented on his tweet where he was talking about whose YouTube channel should I take a look at, and I told him to look at Team VRY. Because Mike Varai is another content creator, from England. And I think, he does amazing videos for Google Pixels, and he wasn't invited. And I felt like he should be in there, so I put up for him to go into Team Pixel, right? I got to see, Sneed become part of Team Pixel, VTech Reviews become Team Pixel. I believe Gadget Beard's part of Team Pixel, is or was. Ladies Red Tech Review got brought into Team Pixel. Like I got to see people that I knew and talked to outside of YouTube get invited to this program, and I was so happy for them, and I was so excited because I was like, they're a part of it, and so now I can look at their videos for the Google Pixel stuff too as well, and even Latrell, Ascend Tech, for those who don't know, even he tried to put in a good word for me with a Team Pixel. You got Technoid, who was just like, he made a video ranting about why was I overlooked every year. Like I just had so much support, behind all of it, and to see the people that I saw, outside of the YouTube spec, kind of go in and become a part of it, it was really cool. But at the same time too, like I'm also glad that I wasn't in, like I didn't get invited in this time around, like this round. Because that's what's happening right now, right? Like Team Pixel members are having to update their stuff. New members are being sent this document, of course, with this very same, specific on the document. And if I got emailed, it really would have broke my heart because I mean, yeah, of course I would have been excited, but my wife would have been excited because she's another big supporter who's like, why do they pass up on you every year? And so if I had gotten the email this year to be invited in and saw this, it would break my heart because one, I would be excited because they finally reached out to me, they finally acknowledged, but then at the same time too, I have to be honest, the part I would click is no, I do not agree. Like why? Why do I have to put the pixel at the forefront when I'm already doing that my own way? Like what they're asking people to do with Team Pixel nowadays with the brand love segment, I already do that in real life. I just do it in my own way. Like I won't make everything about Google Pixels on my YouTube channel. I will talk iPhone. I just dropped a video about my iPhone 12 on iOS 18 public beta 3 getting RCS active for Metro by T-Mobile. So it's two carriers that I have that can use RCS on that, Visible and Metro by T-Mobile. I know that Boost Mobile / Boost Infinite doesn't have RCS ready for it yet. And Helium Mobile doesn't have RCS ready for the iPhone yet. And what if I made an update video that said Helium Mobile got RCS messaging and posted that? I'm gonna get kicked out of the company because I dropped a video talking about the iPhone. Because yeah, I know what the word says here, and it's like you got to put pixels above all, but to me that's such like a very vague statement. Like how far do you have to put pixels ahead of everything? Does your whole channel gotta convert to a pixel channel? Because what if they decide like, oh yeah, we don't want this guy, on Team Pixel anymore. So he's dropped a couple of videos about iPhone. So we're gonna say that's the reason. And they don't even tell you why. They don't tell nobody that they've kicked them out. They just don't, right? That's the reason why Painfully Honest Tech had his meltdown a couple of years ago. Was because he wasn't sent anything, and he was exiled from Team Pixel. Zach Talks Tech was trying to calm him down and trying to explain things to him, and it's like, but not everybody's the same way. Not everybody reacts to things in life the same way. So, yes, Painfully Honest Tech did react. That's just what some people would say would be a little childish. Hey, it is what it is. He did say some things that people took offense to. And you know what? Painfully Honest Tech, he's a good dude. Like, compared to the amount of people that follow him versus me, I'm not even anywhere close to, his status. Yet, when I told him that, yes, I took issue with when he said that, smaller creators that mean nothing got pixels and he didn't. I know he said that out of anger, and I let him know that, it's going to rub people the wrong way. And I kind of felt offended by it. And he apologized. And he didn't have to. He didn't have to apologize to me. And he told me like it was not his intent to make me feel that way. He was just upset. And I get it. People get upset and they say things that they don't mean, or they say things that they do mean, but they don't want to put that out there to people to hurt them. So they keep their mouth shut, right? They follow that example. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And I respect Painfully Honest Tech for that. And that's why I stayed subscribed to him. And that's why I still watch his content. I'm going to catch up with some of these comments that I got here. Yeah, I mean, Tech Odyssey, I don't think is a new member, and he still had to sign the loyalty oath or whatever if he wanted to fuck. Yeah. So if the Pixel sucks and has problems, you have to lie. Awesome. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. That's what that encompasses, and that's wrong. That's so wrong on so many levels. It doesn't even need to be that. The devices are supposed to be good, right? So why doesn't 1,000 heads believe in the Google Pixel brand? A lot of us Pixel fans do. Obviously, Google does. Can't Google see the distinction and what's the problem here? If you got a company doing your marketing called 1,000 Heads who has to put this type of clause in for new and and returning Team Pixel members, it means that 1,000 Heads really doesn't even believe in the product. So all the talk about they're trying to weed out all the what do you call them, the fake Pixel fans. For me, if I look at it in this context, they're fake Pixel fans themselves. If they have to force people to say nice things. Like, I do understand the idea that you don't want to have some lifestyle creator talk about how great Pixel is while they're tweeting from their iPhone. It's reasonable to try to spare that, but well, I mean, it's not really even that. It's just, the tech community is unforgiving, right? Like, for a lifestyles person, they're not bound by the same rules as us content creators for tech, right? Because their plate is a totally different plate. This is like one of those times where, like, you go and you get a plate of food and then someone walks up and says, "Hey, have some of this to go along with what you're eating." It goes nicely together, right? It's one of those types of things. Doesn't bother me that a guy says, "Yeah, Google Pixels take great photos. I'm a sneakerhead, and I go to all these events like SneakerCon, and and I take pictures with the Google Pixel, and it helps me to spot a fake. Because there's people out there who counterfeit shoes, but then you see them on Instagram like a week later, and they're taking a picture with fans, and they have their iPhone 15 in their hand. Like, that doesn't bother me because the person's not a tech head. You know what I mean? Like, his thoughts about the Google Pixel obviously are going to be genuine in that instance. He has his iPhone 15 because he has a business, he has a brand, and he probably has all his tools on his iPhone. And the ecosystem of iPhone is probably how he's for so many years done business. So why is he going to immediately drop everything and switch to a Google Pixel just for the sake because he was sent a free Pixel device? Like, I get that. For tech creators, it's a little bit different. When you got a tech creator that's saying the Google Pixels is awesome and they review mobile phones, but then the next day they got an iPhone, it looks bad when they're like, their iPhone's awesome after, they said the Pixel was awesome, and yeah, it just looks bad. Yeah, I know all about Telos of Tech. Yeah, I know all about him getting booted. But see, it's a critical review, but it was a fair review. Okay, I'm a Pixel fan saying this, but the review that he gave on the Pixel 3 was a fair review. The review that has been given out from Tech Odyssey, though, to me, those are fair reviews. He's a Pixel fan like I am, but he gives it like it is. If there's problems, he'll say there's problems. If there's things he would change, he'll say what things he would change. Like, he doesn't just get on his knees for pixels. Like, no. I respect him for that. Plus, too, he's also, he was in the U.S. Air Force. I shared a little story with him on his I think it was his video. I commented his video that he dropped today about the whole situation with it, and I left a comment there. Since everyone in the comments was talking about the whole Team Pixel thing, I decided to give him something different to read. So I let him know that my family comes from a military background. My dad was Air Force also. My dad retired, I think, at the same rank that Tech Odyssey retired, which is the Master Sergeant. And yeah, we were stationed in Clark Air Base, and I was there when the volcano erupted in the Philippines. I was only 8 years old at the time, but 8 or 9. No, I was 8 years old. Yeah. And yeah, so I was there. I got to see a volcano erupt several times. Wasn't there for the big eruption, but I was there. I honestly think that was not meant for tech content creators. It makes no sense for us, but it does make sense for IG and TikTok creators posting one pixel post. Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of people say, and I see it now too. And this is kind of also the reason why I think that I was never selected, was because they weren't looking for a heavy tech nerd, technically. They were looking for people outside of the scope of mobile phone reviews, right? So, like, Sneed Mobile Tech doesn't do mobile phone reviews in that way, like most traditional mobile tech content creators do it. Sneed Mobile Tech, yes, he'll give you his thoughts and opinions about how a phone functions and does its thing. But his thing is basically the telco industry and testing the telecom networks, right? And so giving him Google Pixel kind of makes sense, because it's like, here, take a Pixel phone and tell us what you think about it as you do your speed test, as you do all these things, right? And Steve would make his video, he'd drop it. The cool thing about it is that that TechNoid was able to get a hold of the Pixel 4a and do a review on it. You know what I mean? So it's share the love. But they also included mobile tech content creators too, as well, I guess, to try to have some sort of validity to their whole Team Pixel group. And yeah, but like a lot of people are saying, it doesn't feel like it was meant for tech creators. It felt like it was just meant for people that do like hair. I style hair. I do fits of the day. I, go to sneaker cons and take pictures of shoes and test out their, authenticity and all that stuff. It's just people outside of the scope of tech. And having an iPhone on every other post. iPhone just works better on Instagram and TikTok. I can say that because on my iPhone, when it comes to using that editing app CapCut, a lot of the features that are free on the iOS app version is not free on the Android version. So kind of move my microphone closer a little bit. It's a very, very, very sad case, and like now people are like, how do we distinguish those that signed that document versus the ones that did it? And like I said, and a lot of content creators are starting to come out and actually share some insight. So the whole secrecy behind Team Pixel is now being exposed. And you know what's funny? A lot of Google Pixel specs and information gets leaked. But the one thing that really never got leaked was the whole tidbit of Team Pixel and how they select Team Pixel, right? That's the only thing that didn't really get leaked until now. So now we know. A lot of us who didn't know. Those who knew, y'all knew, but those who didn't know, now you know. And there's two sides, right? There's directly from Google, which a lot of creators are starting to come out and talk about and saying that's really hard to get in with Google for reviewing their products. I know because I try every year. I get that same document sent to me, and it's from the Google PR team, and they're like, check which devices you're interested in reviewing. And I check the ones that I'm interested in reviewing, and I submit it back into them, and then I hear nothing from them until next year when they send me another document. I don't know. Do they have this thing on autopilot where it's just like an email list and it auto sends this document every year with an updated document form? Because they have to update the document. They get new devices every year. There does seem to be a sense of entitlement by creators that previously were gifted phones but aren't now, or the ones that never were, and recent those that did. Yeah, it was almost like a badge of honor, right? I felt it too, like just being honest and transparent here, right? So if anyone gets offended, I'm not sorry. And if you got offended, have a glass of milk and a cookie, sit down, take a deep breath, and relax. But there were people who carried themselves with that stigma where they felt like they were above everybody else. It was like, Team Pixel was a badge of honor for them. And anyone that got accepted into Team Pixel were like valid content creators. And it was furthest from that. Being a part of Team Pixel, being invited into it, didn't mean your YouTube channel was like above everybody else's. That's not how it worked. My hypothesis is team selectors were scouring social media presence, less about the actual video content created. Yeah, because whoever this new person is that replaced Mark, obviously fails. Because like I've talked to other people who were part of Team Pixel, and they were like, Mark Wynn was very, very communicative with Team Pixel people, especially around times that Google and Pixel was about to do something, like if they had like an ad campaign event with like the NBA or something like that. They would reach out to Team Pixel people, either letting them know that they were sending them a package with some goodies inside. And it's like whoever the new liaison is, whoever is a new person that is running the Team Pixel ad campaign program, a lot of people don't hear anything from this person. They don't really get any communication. I'm sure a lot of them were surprised to even get communicated about, here it is, Team Pixel this year, type in your updated address if it's changed, and yada, 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 and submit this form back so we can send out your device. And then, yeah. Mark was a G. Yeah, he still covers Google Pixel on Threads, which is like Twitter, but under Meta and connected with Instagram, but it's its own separate entity, but it runs exactly like Twitter. And I catch all of Mark's tech videos. and I follow what he does, what he's up to and everything like that. Him being in what, Singapore is where he's at now, and he was just at the recent Made by Google event out in that area, and then finding out that the Pixel Fold wasn't going to come to that area because it wasn't like the specifications is not made for that country, for that area, for the type of network connections that they have. But the next fold, so the next generation Pixel Fold will be compatible for that area. So there's like, watching what he does and everything like that, and it seems like he's a lot happier too, because obviously he's not being, pushed upon when it comes to the whole Team Pixel thing, right? He can breathe, doesn't have to worry too much about it. Most of my Pixel videos got minimal views, but at least you got in, right? At least there was a time where you were a part of it. Now, whoever this new person is, I don't know. So check your email, BTech, because you might have gotten an email that is going to require you the same thing. And you do what you feel is right. Pixel won some kind of advertising award in 2018 for Team Pixel. It made more sense back then because Pixels were only on their second or third generation. Yeah, he does seem very happy now. Like, he's not stressed out or any of that stuff. So that's good. And his content is good too. Like, most people know him for like being the liaison for Team Pixel, but he also has a tech channel for on YouTube. And he talks about laptops, different laptops that he uses for like work and stuff like that, and phone reviews, smartwatch reviews. He does them too. It's just, I don't know, man. It's sad and disheartening to know that this is the direction that Team Pixel is going, because, and I'll make this very clear, like, while they are targeting the lifestyle creators and the influencers and the bloggers, the mobile tech community made you, Team Pixel. They made you. You wouldn't have had all the buzz and everything if you didn't have the tech creators that you sought after and got. You wouldn't have had the buzz. Like, Mark Wim knew where to go. He knew who to get in contact with. And if I was never part of that agenda, so be it. I'm fine with that. But I'm still a fan of Pixels. That will never change. And no one can take that away from me. And I will just go and get the phones myself so I can review them and at the same time enjoy them. For everybody else that is dropping out, leaving out of Team Pixel, I get it. I understand. And I'm in no position and place to judge anybody whether they choose to stay or go. You know what I mean? It just sucks that, if someone stays, people are automatically going to start questioning their integrity on their videos. I expect to see comments like that from people now that this is all leaked out. Now, Team Pixel's done, in my opinion. They're done. They're done. Because the integrity of content creators who use that, because from now and going forward, I love using the hashtag Team Pixel tag on my videos, so people can discover me, another Pixel fan that enjoys using Google Pixel phones. Now I can't, because then people are going to be like, are you part of Team Pixel? Are you just kissing their ass? And, I really like Google Pixel phones. So there's certain things that people say they hate that I say, I can either deal with, or I know a workaround to fix it. And I don't need it to where it comes to a point where people are like, oh yeah, you're a shill for Google Pixels and yada, 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 because the tech community can be very unforgiving. They can be very unforgiving, and they can rip you a new asshole. And yeah, I just, don't want to deal with that. So if you guys see in my videos why I hashtag not part of Team Pixel, or, if I just switch it up to just Pixel fan rather than Team Pixel, it's for that very reason, that I don't want to be associated with a brand advertising that wants creators to fudge how they really feel about a phone. And if they're like, well, we're doing this because we want to find a true Pixel fan, well, then maybe you shouldn't have overlooked me then, you ignorant punks. Maybe you guys should have actually looked at me because I am one. I am a Pixel fan and I don't fudge my shit to make the pixels look good. I tell you why they work good for me. For me. All my reviews have always been centered about how I feel about a phone and how it works for me. But they overlooked me, so that's what they get. See, karma is real. Karma will come back and bite people in the ass. And me, I couldn't be more happier because my videos stay genuine. They stay genuine, and yeah, some people will call me out and be like, "Oh, I think you're biased." Of course, I'm fucking biased. I could never sit here with a straight face and tell anybody that I'm 100% unbiased if I was comparing a Pixel 8a to an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 13 or whatever. You know, I would be lying to people if I said that I wouldn't buy anything else other than a Google Pixel, because I'm already in the market for an iPhone 13. I want to get an iPhone 13 after. I think at the end of this month, my wife is doing it to get the iPhone 12 screen replaced. Once that's replaced and a new battery put inside of it, so it's at 100% health capacity for the battery, and she's going to take over the iPhone 12, and I'm going to cop me an iPhone 13. I don't want to go iPhone 14 or 15 because there's no physical sync. That's just my preference. But I would be lying if I told people that I wouldn't get another device other than Pixels. I'd be lying, right? So, like, I'm biased that I like Google Pixels, and I try to be as close to unbiased as possible if I'm comparing it to something else. I have preferences. I prefer Android over iOS. I like iOS. I don't think it's a bad software at all. There's a few things that I would change if I was running shit up at Apple, but that's me, and what works for me may not work for everybody else. So who am I to go and actually just say, like, everyone stay away from iOS, it sucks, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. And all the little jargon about, oh, welcome to 2012 Apple, you finally got this right, or welcome to this Google Pixel, you finally got this that Apple's had for so many years. I could give 2 left testicles, a bag of Cheetos, and some fucking hot dill pickles on that type of shit. I just don't care about that type of stuff. When these companies get things that the other ones have had, it makes me happy, because I know that some of my friends who only use Apple phones, now they can message me with a higher and better and more secure way than SMS. Like, iPhone's getting RCS, nothing wrong with that. And I don't give a fuck that RCS is still a green bubble. I don't care. I just know that when I'm typing a message, they know I'm typing a message when they're looking in the message thread, because they say the little bubble dots pop up, so they know I'm responding to them. I can send them higher quality photos. They can send me higher quality photos. I can, react to a text they sent me, put a ha 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 or exclamation point or happy face or whatever, and they're going to get the same response shown on their end. Like, I am happy when these companies start getting very similar things. I am absolutely happy when they do, because I feel like that, we all should be able to enjoy the same things on different platforms and different OSs. Liking Pixels isn't biased. Some people think it is. I really don't care that people think I'm being biased or unbiased on things. I try to be as unbiased as possible when it's a comparison. When I'm talking specifically about Pixels and Pixels only in my video, I can be as biased as I want. I like the damn thing. I don't love it. I don't love it because I don't have that type of emotional attachment to a smartphone, and I can't marry it. It won't get. Well, maybe Gemini can probably recite vows to me, but it's still a damn lie. It's a computer. It's Skynet. If someone was that weird to fall in love with an AI assisted software, it's so weird. But I really like Google Pixel phones. If anyone was to come into my house and say they're taking every phone but one type, what type am I keeping? I'm keeping Pixels. Take my iPhones, take my Samsung Galaxies, take my Motorola's. If anything, I think there's a pro Samsung pro-Apple bias in North America market, which makes sense. Like barely anyone covered the throttling scandal and the Geekbench ban from Samsung. Yeah, I know. So people do that. People do that for iPhones, and you know what? There's people that do that for Google Pixels. They really are, but they only do it around this time of the year, right? They start in August. I mean, yeah, I know Made by Google changed their event time, and they went early this year, and they unveiled in August instead of October. But this is like the time of year where everybody that wants to be a part of Team Pixel, wants to get in on it, get a free phone, starts really just kind of buttering the toast of Pixel, right? It's like Pixel comes to the table and they're like, oh, I forgot butter on my toast. And the ones that want on Team Pixel come up and they start buttering the toast for them. And you know what? Like, yeah, it may be offensive. I'm not sorry if you're offended, but it's the reality of things. And it's okay because sometimes people want to be a part of things. Like I just admitted that at some point, I really wanted to be a part of Team Pixel to the point that I felt like I was the odd man left out. I don't feel that way anymore, and I haven't felt that way for a couple of years now, but I used to feel that way back in 2018, 2019, 2020. It was in 2020 actually where I just didn't fucking care anymore. So, just being honest. And directly through Google, they say it's hard to get through Google directly. So it makes a lot of sense. Google will be hard to get stuff from. Removes reasons to stay away from a device. Yeah. One time Samsung had to pay $20 million in fine for exaggerating their water resistance. Oh yeah, I remember that. Companies get away with whatever they can, just like children. Yeah, I agree. Which is why, like, I agree with what Sneak said on Twitter. If you guys didn't catch his tweet the other day, where he's not loyal, or he's not a show for the carrier companies. He is for the network, right? So basically, in layman's terms, Sneed only cares about the build out of 5G technology and how each company is building out that network, not the companies themselves. He's not loyal to T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Dish. Not loyal to them. Just to the build out of, telecommunications and data transfer technology is what he's loyal to. And so I think the same approach is in the same way where it comes down to like phones. I like Google Pixels, but when people point out certain problems that I know that they are true problems, then I will say. And I will tell you guys if I experience those problems or not. And it's like, if someone wants to be like, the Pixel 9s are great because of the, they fixed a big problem. They fixed the overheating problem. Okay, well, first of all, we have to use the phones to really know if they actually fixed that. And secondly, if you buy a Pixel 9 and you get pissed off that it gets warm, there's no vapor chamber inside of the Pixel 9. It's only in the 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and I believe in the 9 Pro Fold that has it. I don't know why they couldn't go out of their way to put a vapor chamber inside of a Pixel 9. Maybe that's like, yeah, you want your phone to stay cooler, better, get a Pro model. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand, why they do these things, but they do them, and so it's not a very popular thing, and it's not something that I would say makes them great. You got to be honest about these things. Oh, Unihertz. Unihertz interests me so badly, especially like the very first one that I seen them promote, which looked like a BlackBerry. But I hear those things are tough as man. They're like, it's like Wolverine and an adamantium skeleton. They're tough. You could beat those Unihertz phones around and they'll be just fine. I would really love to get one just to test it out. I'd probably make a video just going all over my city to different parks, places, and different terrain, and just be like, this is a Unihertz, whatever it is, and throw it up in the air and let it fall. Like, oh, it didn't break. It's fine. Let me take it and throw it in this lake with the ducks and throw it in there. Of course, I'd have to jump in there and retrieve it, but Unihertz is pretty dope. And to be honest with everybody, like I said, I like my Google Pixels. I'm interested in trying a Nothing phone. I am actively looking around to see if I can find a good deal on the Nothing, even if it's like the first one, the Nothing Phone 1. There's the Nothing Phone 2A, but I'm looking, if I can find it for the right price, I'll buy it, and then I'll put my SIM in it and I'll use it. You know, no one's gonna tell me that I have to prefer the Google Pixel phones. Okay, I willingly do that, but if you put this shit in front of me and say this is how you're gonna join, no, you can keep the phone. I'm okay. I'll just go buy it. I'll find my way to buy it. My wife is already looking into making sure that all our finances for the next 4 or 5 months are going to be good, just so we can get one. What she doesn't know is that if she gets a Pixel 9, I'm going to review it, but she's going to be the owner of it. I'll get me a Pixel 9 later. So, in closing, right? I got like 5 minutes left before I wrap it up. In closing, it's disheartening. It's sad, but at the same time, I'm happy that I wasn't a part of the team, because then I would, like, you guys don't understand like how sad I would be if I got this email and it had that in it. No way. I would probably record a quick YouTube short showing you guys that I declined it. And that way people could understand why I wouldn't be getting a Pixel. At least not through them. So, look, for those other content creators out there who have been trying for years to get on Team Pixel, like Kia Too Technical, I know she's been very adamant wanting to get on them, and has always asked around about how do you get, like, you're not missing anything here. Because unless you're willing to, to perform a harakiri from Mortal Kombat. If you guys know the game, you guys know what I'm referencing. If you're willing to self-sacrifice your channel's integrity just for a phone, then by all means do it. But it's only going to get interesting here, seeing all these Pixel 9 reviews and seeing what's said in the comments when you have those brands tagged in there, hashtag Team Pixel, hashtag gift by Google, and you got a tag at made by Google, because it is an FTC requirement. So you're contracted to do ad work for 1,000 heads. You gotta say hashtag Team Pixel, hashtag gift by Google. You gotta say where it came from, right? It's like also when you go into the YouTube Studios app and you have like a paid promotion, paid thing or whatever, right? You have to disclose that on YouTube. You have to. So this restriction really only exists because there were a few shitty large creators that weren't doing things right. They were not objectively reviewing the phones. I know where you're going with that, Sneed, and all this comes from that, And this is why, like I say, like one bad apple can fuck it up for everybody. One bad apple can just tarnish the whole bushel, the whole bundle of them. Exactly. That's what they should do different. Instead of having people sign this, what they should do is actually screen the person. Watch the videos. Hell, you're an ad campaign company, right? You should be able to hire like 5 or 6 people to sit there, kind of just sift through a person's, account, making sure that they're a decent fit. I don't want to say a perfect fit, but a decent fit. Because then, they wouldn't have to resort to stuff like this. They really wouldn't have to. And if that's their worry, then I will still question 1,000 heads. Whatever stopped them? What made them overlook me? Because what they're looking for, I kind of provide that already, and a couple of my friends provide that already. Now there are people who provide that already. Team VRY provides that type of style already. We're real Pixel fans. We really like it. Sneed is a part of that already. He really likes Google Pixels, and he's so trustworthy about it. If you guys don't believe me, watch where he and I and BTech reacted to the Made by Google event. Okay, I know Sneed really likes Google Pixels.
but he's not going to turn a blind eye to things that he knows and foresees them to be problems. When you like something, it's not about getting on your knees and puckering up and positioning that booty right there where it's a perfect kiss to the ass. That's not what being a fan of something and liking something is. Um, I like Google Pixels. I'm a fan of Google Pixels because I like the functionality, the features that it provides for my day to day usage. But there are things that they have done and things that they have changed that I don't like or don't agree with. And I will always let people know what those things are. And if they fix those problems, I will always come to YouTube with a video of how happy I am that they fixed that problem. That's the type of creator I am when it comes to liking Google Pixels. But liking something doesn't mean that you have to turn a blind eye to its faults. Nothing in this world is created perfectly. I mean, to say something is created perfectly is literally to compare it to God. And nothing really compares to God. So there's no such thing as a perfect. There's a perfect phone for you that fits everything you want. It's not a perfect phone out there that has everything right about it checked boxed and everything wrong unchecked. No such thing. There's always going to be something. Not good battery life, not good display, not good build quality, you know, um, not the best cameras, not the best audio speakers, not the best antennas for network data connectivity. There's always going to be something wrong. They bring value to my smartphone experience more than Sammy and Apple in my usage. Yeah, but there are certain things because it was refreshing to hear that when you said during our podcast, that your Samsung Galaxy was the bar that the Pixel 9 had to beat. It's really cool to see that because at the same time too, that doesn't like if someone was to say, oh well, Sneed is not a real Pixel fan because he said Samsung was the bar to beat, then you know what, like you need to have a Coke and a smile and go sit in the corner and listen. When Sneed said what he said on my live stream about Samsung being the bar to beat, first of all, that would depend on Google, right? If Google really did it this year and brought it this year, their device should be able to match or pass that. There's nothing wrong with setting a standard by a competitor device because it also shows if you set a standard and you're like, it has to beat the Samsung Galaxy S24 and say everything about the Pixel 9 Pro does it, right? Then you just literally showed how Google Pixel was here and how it went from there to here, surpassing that, right? Which shows progress. It's a positive thing to do. A lot of people just don't, it's like they believe in something and they don't have faith in something that it can deliver. I believe in what Google's trying to do with the Google Pixel. I am happy in the fact that they are making their own hardware now, as well as the software. I believe that they can be very good out there and they can be, they can make it. I believe in it, but it's not what I believe. It's what Google believes, and it's how they approach this thing. In regards to hardware, absolutely. I stand by that. 10 toes down. What up, Brian Lau? Real Team Pixel. I wish. But yeah. So over the next couple of months, we'll start seeing that. I mean, I know these comments aren't going to last forever. Eventually, they're going to die down. Eventually, people are going to forget because that's how the tech news and the tech industry works. Something is hot right now. People are talking about it right now. We'll forget a few months later. And then the hashtag Team Pixel is not going to resonate with so many people as being questionable. Are they really being 100% genuine? Or are they following the rules and guidelines of the brand love that they agreed to in order to get a Google Pixel sent to them? That'll pass over some time. But I can see in the next couple of months, people are going to start. And there are already people that's going to start with I call it the backwards compatible stupidity, where like they go to someone's channel and look at a Pixel 4 XL video and then ask them, how genuine are you about the Pixel 4 XL? You say you like it and it has good battery, but everyone says the battery sucks. You must have signed that agreement for the brand love. And no, that agreement was not in the invite contract with Team Pixel back then. This is a new thing. Okay, you don't have to believe me. Go watch Tech Odyssey's video. He just dropped a video this morning where he discussed why he's not going to He's not going to re-sign back with Team Pixel. You know, you can check out Kevin the Tech Ninja, why he's not going to be re-signing back with Google Pixel or not with Team Pixel. So there are the creators that can basically validate that. This is obviously a new thing, and it's obviously not a very good thing. They should have did something else. They should have just scanned the people that they were inviting, at least from the tech side. Those they were reaching out to that were content creators on YouTube, they should have watched their videos. Should have seen where they stood on things. Should have seen what their favorite brand of phones is. Everyone has a favorite brand. There's, you know, Telosiv loves iPhones. You can tell he really, really likes them, you know. But people have a change of heart. I mean, look at Chris Perillo. In the early days of YouTube, Chris Perillo was all about Apple, all the fudge about Apple. And then he became all about Google Pixels until his Pixel 4 XL crapped out. Then he got a OnePlus, and he liked OnePlus. He gave it a fair shake, and then he just stuck with Samsung. Now he's all in on Samsung. People have a change of heart. They do. I was very big on LG, and I was very big on Motorola. I was super huge on HTC. Now I'm all in on Google Pixel. But yeah, not trying to sound like an asshole here, but this kind of makes me feel good that I wasn't invited in, and I don't have to worry about this. That would kill me. I don't even want to look at it anymore. That's how like stupid that is. Whoever the new person is running things up there with Team Pixel, come on, you gotta do better. Instead of having this type of restriction on people that you have on Team Pixel, start vetting the people that you are bringing into Team Pixel. Start looking at all their content. Start looking at their social medias and see what they mostly talk about. If you're worried about people are going to think this person is not genuine because all they do is talk about pixels, 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 I mean, isn't that what you want? Advertising without spending a big budget on advertising. I mean, you guys are starting to advertise on TV and stuff, and that's good. But I don't know. That's all I have to say about this. That's really all I got to say about it. I thank everybody who came in and hung out with me. Sneed, Brian. Brian, catch the replay if you want to catch it from the beginning. Michael, B-Tech. I appreciate all you guys for coming in, hanging out, weighing in on this, commenting about this. Gadget Beard, thanks for coming in too, man. I'm always glad to see Gadget Beard when he pops in. You know, it just warms my soul. You know, fellow dude, fellow Pixel, you know, person. Who else came in? I just want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. And I don't know, Sneed, if you're going to talk about this too later in the video or if you're going to talk about it in the live stream, let me know. And that way I can watch your live stream and I'll be in the chat. I like being in the chat because I like giving you the view, smashing the like button so you get that like from me, and commenting as much as I can in your live stream so you get the engagement up. That's the three things that I look out for every content creator that, you know, I support. If I don't join you on your live streams, it's because I try to be a person that's in your live streams that's helping grow your engagements. So when you look at your analytics, your engagements goes up, your view counts goes up, your lifetime view counts go up. Like, that's what I do. I mean, I love being on other people's podcasts too. You know, every now and then it's always special when Sneed invites me onto his live streams and I get to, you know, talk in front of his crowd of peoples and have fun. I enjoy going on B-Tech's live streams too and just chit-chatting and, you know, kicking the bucket and everything. It's always cool. So, but that's it for this video. Catch my other videos, right? So I got, you know, the iPhone 12 demoing RCS on Metro by T-Mobile's, you know, network access, right? And again, in 2 days is my birthday. So if you guys want to help out, grab you a shirt. These are Team Nexus Pixel shirts, right? So honoring the days of the Nexus brand, honoring the Google Pixels. And this has nothing to do with Thousand Heads, so don't lump it in there with that. This was my own, you know, me fudging around with designs, right? So I do have somebody that's working on a shirt design for me, and later on, when they're ready to, they're gonna video call me and show me all the different ideas and designs they drew, and we're gonna work it out to I can pick a couple of designs and have more merch to provide. But if you guys want to cop a shirt, right there, QR code right there, and grab you one of these. There's regular tees just like that. There's long sleeves, there's crew necks, and then there's hoodies. So grab what you want to grab. Definitely, if you guys want to just show support, right there in the upper corner is the QR code for donos. And if you're not already signed up with Helium Mobile and you would like to try them out, just to try them out, use my promo, get you 1 month free, and you can try out the service for a month free. Yeah, that's all I have for everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. As always, aloha.